African diaspora and his family. My name is Reneilwe Morema, and I am your host right here on the African Diaspora News channel. I am reporting live from Johannesburg, South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa has called a group of 59 white South Africans who have moved to the United States to resettle cowards, saying they'll be back soon. The Afrikaner group arrived in the US on Monday after President Donald Trump granted them a refugee status, saying they faced racial discrimination in their home country. But Ramaphosa said those who wanted to leave were not happy with efforts to address the inequalities of the apartheid past, terming their relocation a sad moment for them. Speaking at the annual Africa CEO Summit with President Paul Kagame present, President Cyril Ramaphosa said that a small portion of Boers that left for America are the ones resistant to change and would like to see South Africa back in apartheid, meaning they are pro-apartheid, pro-Jim Crow. So when Donald Trump says having these Afrikaners in America is politically beneficial, what did he mean? How is it beneficial for the American people to have pro-apartheid troops in their country? Check out this clip.
When you run away, you're a coward. And that's a real cowardly act. Well, we've raised our own concern because those people who are being enticed to go to the United States do not fit the definition of a refugee. A refugee is someone who has to leave their country out of fear of political persecution, religious persecution, or economic persecution. And
that's what the United States says they're undergoing in South Africa. That's why they've opened the door for them.
Yes, and they don't fit that bill. They don't fit that description. And I had a conversation with President Trump on the phone, and he said, what's happening down there? And I said, President, what you've been told by those people who are opposed to transformation back home in South Africa is not true. And I added to him, I said, we were well taught by Nelson Mandela and other iconic leaders like Oliver Tambo on how to continue to build a united nation out of the diverse groupings that we have in South Africa. We're the only country on the continent where the colonizers came to stay, and we have never driven them out of our country. So they are staying, and they're making great progress. It's a fringe grouping that does not have a lot of support, that is anti-transformation and anti-change, that would actually prefer to see South Africa going back to apartheid type of policies. And I said to him, I would never do that. I learned at the feet of Nelson Mandela, and we intend to proceed with the implementation of our constitutional architecture. And I thought in my conversation with him early in the morning at 4 o'clock South African time, he understood that. And I said, I'd like to come and meet him so that we can discuss this matter further. So those people who have fled are not being persecuted, they are not being hounded, they are not being treated badly, and they are leaving ostensibly because they don't want to embrace the changes that are taking place in our country in accordance with our constitution.
That was Cyril Ramaphosa saying nothing about those Boers' situation qualifies them as refugees. They are just using their skin color to get special treatment and bypassing real refugees who fight for their lives every single day. It's what I've been preaching. Their white skin gave them access to benefits that they don't deserve, but they will soon learn the hard way, because not every white person in the global north is a racist. Not every white person in the global north will tolerate racism. I've seen a lot of videos from white Americans saying that, yeah, they are coming here, but for what? They're not going to undercut our work. They're not going to come and own our farmlands. So what are they doing here? And worst of all, they are apartheid lovers. They are pro-apartheid. And we have a country that has not yet dealt with the injustices Black Americans faced during the Jim Crow era. There was no conversation with Black people. So now it's like rubbing salt to the wound. That's what it's like that. It be like that sometimes. Now, Minister of International Relations Ronald Lamola said that, hey, they have gone, they've made their choice, no one is going to stop them. But in terms of them coming back, yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky because as a refugee person, as a refugee, you are not allowed to come back to your war-torn country. That will be breaking the refugee policies. So coming back is going to be a battle. And he says that his department, the Department of International Relations and the Department of Home Affairs will have to speak about their citizenship status. And I say, you know what? Cancel it. Dead it. They are dead to us. The minute they stepped into that plane and chatted all the way to America, they have become null and void. They don't exist in the South African system. And as such, we must wipe them out. They must not return. It's America's problem now. Y'all deal with them. Y'all deal with them. And I've been hearing a lot of Black Americans saying that, yeah, you know what? Black South Africans, they don't know how to react or they don't know how to behave or act when it comes to white South Africans. They act inferior. So this is the time for Black Americans to shine and show us what you're really made of. Because I know you guys, besides talk that talk, you guys walk the talk. And I know you'll set them straight. So prove it to us, show us, teach us how to treat these right-wingers, these pro-Zionists, these pro-apartheid people. You're always telling us that we don't know how to act, we don't know how to stand up for ourselves. They are coming your way. They are coming with that apartheid mentality. So show them what you're made of. Already, Black Americans don't need more white people. They're already dealing with the police brutality in America. They're already dealing with a lot. Worst of all, the government, the American government has never reconciled with them, have never spoken to them about the traumas they faced during Jim Crow, during slavery. No one has ever spoken to Black Americans. Where are their stories? But instead, they are being peddled and, being fed, force-fed white people. Worse, the worst kind of white people, the ones that still reminisce about the good old apartheid, the ones that fled South Africa because South Africa is on a path of redressing the past injustices done to Black people, redressing the apartheid past through their constitution and policies. They don't like that. They don't like that. It's like they are messing with the, natural order. Once you start giving Black people what they deserve, now they're fleeing because they can't stand being under Black majority rule. So they think that going to a place where it's white people only, it'll give them the green card, the green light to spread their racism around and speak badly about Black South Africans. And watch out, white Americans, just a little bit of a reminder, a warning, and also to Black Americans, watch out. Now that they see that it's a majority white country, they'll feel comfortable in expressing their racism mindset and speaking bad about the Black people of about the Black people of South Africa. They are going to speak bad about us. They're going to call us all sorts of names because, the population of the white majority in America has made them greatly comfortable in the disrespect. Just a heads up to the white Americans, the ones that you are busy waving your flag and so excited to meet. They will show you flames. One thing about the Boers, they behave for only 2 days. Then they'll start showing you the true colors. They can't fake who they are. What do you think about this segment? Comment to us in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share the broadcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss these groundbreaking